Welcome to Vital Signs, where we talk about all things health, wellness, vitality, and peak human performance, bringing you the leading edge knowledge so that you can arm yourself and really be an agent of your own health. Our health is our greatest asset, and so it's super important that we take control of it. Today, you are in for a treat because we're going to talk with Dr. Sarah Breen. She is a pediatrician, and what we're going to talk about is how do we get our kids into a healthy lifestyle? How do we encourage our kids to do all of the things that are going to keep them performing well, being amazing, and just set them up for success? So without further ado, I am going to introduce to you Dr. Sarah Breen. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And as a reminder, anything that you hear on this show is not medical advice. It is simply for educational purposes. Please consult with your practitioner for anything that you would like to implement. But Sarah, I would love to start with, as a parent and a grandparent now, one of the hardest things to do is to get the kids to eat greens. Like veggies, no, Gigi, I don't want to eat veggies. So I know this is something you're very passionate about. How do you help parents to get their children to eat healthy foods?
Sure, that's a great question and a question I get all the time. So I think the biggest piece is to encourage it from the beginning and also to make sure you're eating vegetables in front of them, having meals together, seeing that you're eating it is going to be really important. But there's also other ways to kind of get them into it if it's later than that, like having them go shopping with you, pick out what vegetables they want to eat, maybe growing them if you can. A lot of kids really like to do that. And if all else fails, there's really good ways to hide them into foods they do like so that you can at least get something into them.
Okay, so do tell, how do we hide all the goodness in foods that they actually like and they don't know it?
Good question. So first of all, the easiest way would be a smoothie, of course. You can kind of put little bits of things like spinach, kale, any kind of vegetable in, and they don't taste it. So that's the easiest way to get the most veggies. Other things I like to do are have people shred zucchini or carrots into things like pancakes. There's really no taste to those and there's really no color change. So that's really helpful. Cauliflower rice is great. You can throw that into things. You can put veggies into pasta sauces, pureed veggies, meatballs. There's all sorts of different ways, if you're creative, to get veggies into foods they already like.
Okay, so talk to me about this because you mentioned we have to model this. And I'm a human performance specialist and I was in sports medicine for 20 years. And one of the greatest things that the nutritionist would stress is how many greens for elite athletes to eat. And they'd all be like, I don't eat green stuff. So once they get to that those teenage years, and we can't exactly hide that we're putting it into other foods because they're a little bit more savvy than that. How do we get our teens to be making those healthy choices, especially because many of the times our teens are with their friends, etc. How do we get them a healthy lifestyle that they are making healthy choices when they're not with us?
So that's a great question, and I talk about that a lot, actually. If they're athletes, that helps because you can talk about how, athletes that are famous, NBA players, MLB players, do you think they're eating garbage all the time? Probably not. They have to eat it. It's like fuel for a car, right? So if you don't put the gas in, you're not going to get peak performance. So if you don't eat all the stuff that you need as a human, you're not going to be as good as you could be. So I like to put the ball in their hands and talk about sports performance and just making sure they're making right choices before they leave for college, because by then it's truly in their hands. And so we talk a lot about that and about BMI and about just making healthy choices earlier rather than later.
Okay, so I'm going to ask the next question. I know all of the mamas who are about to send their children off to college for the first time are thinking about this. How do we help our kids not to gain that frosh 15?
Absolutely. I was one of them. I think I was a freshman 20, 25. Chicken fingers and fries looked good every day, and naps looked way better than the gym. So I think a couple things. One, the food selections have gotten a lot better at colleges since we were there. They definitely have a lot of healthy choices, and I think, again, modeling it is so important. Making diet a family, the diet itself, it's all about moderation, right? And I teach that, and I've taught that to my kids from the beginning. Make good choices, and then sometimes make bad choices. So I think making sure the entire family is on board with healthy choices is number one, and getting people outside and exercising and just talking about it in a positive way.
So you talk about making healthy choices a lifestyle, just making it something that we do as a family from the time they're a very early age. And so I want to address, you said get them outside. Well, we live in a society where they're plugged into the screen all day long. And we'll dive into that later. But how do we encourage our children who maybe they've had a lot of screen time and they don't want to go outside, or it's hot outside? Like, we live in Texas here, and it can be 100+ degrees in the summer. So how do we encourage our kids to get outside when they're just not seeing that with the kids at school? Like, video games and TV is such a part of their life.
Sure. I mean, there are some kids who really don't like organized sports, and it's not about that. It's just about being active. So nobody has to join the soccer team to get activity. If they don't like that, it's not helpful. You have to be able to find something that they like to continue to sustain it. So I encourage people to go on YouTube, use the free, yoga apps and whatever there is that's free that they can kind of delve into different things and just try different things and see what they like. Because that's even adults aren't going to work out if they don't like what they're doing. So it's really important that they're able to choose. So there are indoor activities you can do. I mean, do it as a family. Do obstacle courses. Sit there for an hour and come up with different activities that you can each do, or a challenge. I think that it doesn't have to be outside, but I think that there have to be a lot of rules with screen time. We can talk about that more later, but I think that maybe in order to get the screen time, they have to do 60 minutes of physical activity, because that's what's recommended by the AAP.
And so as we think about getting this activity, a lot of the schools have really decreased, recess and the ability for them to get that in the middle of their day. So as busy parents, how do we encourage our children and get that activity with our children? Because maybe we work a 9 to 5, maybe we have 2 jobs. And so we have very limited time with our kids, and we feel like, all I've got to do is get them to eat. As long as I'm getting them fed, I'm doing a good job. But how do we incorporate a little bit movement into that very limited time that we have as well?
Absolutely. I mean, it's definitely true. That's a problem. But I think that if you can, again, encourage them and talk about it as a family and just how important it is, and also to make it almost a reward system of, hey, listen, if you need to do this physical activity before you can jump on the screen, or whatever it is, just to even get 30 minutes a day. The goal is an hour, but anything is better than nothing.
Absolutely. I love that. And are there any resources that parents could access that are maybe watching this or listening to this, that they can get some interesting ideas that they can incorporate into their, family life?
Absolutely. The American Academy of Pediatrics is always a really good choice. Just aap.org to go to for all information. Healthychildren.org is also a good one. Both of those have a lot of information and tips on eating healthy and exercising, and also just ways to do that in not an expensive way as well.
I love it. Let's save some money. I'm going to ask you another question, because I know we're going to dive into screen time, but all of these immersive activities have emerged where it's like a museum with interactive kind of things that the kids can do. Is that something that actually gets that activity going? If they're playing, it might be a game, like it might be a video game, but they're having to move in the space because it recognizes that. Does that count as activity?
It's definitely better than nothing. I'd rather them do that than sit like this on the screens. There's a lot of thumb injuries from that all of a sudden, and neck pain. I'll see my younger one who's on an iPad, and his neck will just be uncomfortable. So at least if they're moving, it's better than nothing. But obviously, screen time is screen time.
And I'm just going to say this for the record. Everybody knows this because I've said it on television before. I dance like nobody's watching, like I'm up in the club. And when I have my grandbaby over, like, she loves to dance too. So we make it kind of a game, and it's something that we both have fun with. So what I'm hearing is get the kids involved. Get the kids helping you make the decisions at the grocery, helping you make the meals, and then they're going to want to eat it because, hey, they made it. And so they're excited to eat it, and get them involved in the activities. Any last little tidbits that we could be paying attention to for our children?
I think just to say that if you look on the AAP website, there's actually a bunch of different visuals of this, but the goal is 5-2-1-0, and that's 5 fruits and veggies a day, which I always tell my patients I will settle with something vegetable and something fruit. 2 hours or less of screen time a day, 1 hour of physical activity, and 0 sugary drinks. So those are my go-tos. You can print it out for them, put it on your refrigerator. You can screenshot it to your teenagers. I think that is helpful.
Fantastic. So it was 5,
2,
2, 1, 0. Let's just repeat that for everybody. That's 5 fruits and veggies a day, but at least one of each counts in the right direction. It's 2 hours or less of screen time. It's 1 hour of physical activity and 0 sugary drinks, which, by the way, folks, sugary drinks also includes juices, right?
100%.
And that's something that we as parents don't think about. It blew my mind when I started working with a nutritionist once I got out of medical school and found out that juices are actually not healthy. I was thinking, oh, well, this is a healthy option to a soda. Well, yeah, maybe it's a little bit less chemicals than a soda, but it's still a very sugary drink. It's better to actually eat your fruits and veggies than to drink them. Thank you so much for that. We do have to take a brief break, but we will be right back after these messages.
These are the top 3 questions I get from people about investing in real estate. How much money do I need to get to the next level? How do I find good properties to invest in? Can I even make money in this business when interest rates are so high? I answer these questions and many more in my online course, SFR University, where I show you the strategy that I used to build a multi-million-dollar real estate business in 4 years from scratch. Whether you're just starting out or someone who's looking to scale, this course will have something for you. Join us at sfruniversity.com. See you in the course.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
Call 855-993-2096 right now. That's 855-993-2096.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new CareWatch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The CareWatch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your CareWatch for free. The CareWatch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your CareWatch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your CareWatch right now. Operators are standing by.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
Welcome back to Vital Signs, where we talk about all things health, wellness, and peak human performance. We are here in studio with Dr. Sarah Breen. She is a pediatrician, and she is giving us all the details on how to make sure that our kids are healthy, that we're instilling a healthy lifestyle so that they're able to be set for success, both academically, if they want to participate in sports, and for life in general. It's building those foundational habits that's so important. As a reminder, everything on this show is not medical advice. Please check with your practitioner before integrating anything new. But without further ado, we're going to dive into a really hot topic: screen time. Screen time has been an epic challenge for parents because at an early age, we want to kind of encourage the kids. We want to keep them involved in other things. We want to do our own stuff and have them entertained. So, Sarah, I get this question a lot. How do we, if we've overdone it on screen time, how do we pull back with our children?
So the last few years have been challenging. They were challenging before COVID, and then there was a pandemic where people had to work and kids needed to do something. So I was just looking, and the newest data on the CDC website says that kids from age 8 to 18 are actually getting about 7.5 hours on average a day.
Wow.
Yes, of recreational only screen time. So that doesn't include what they're doing for school. So yeah, I think it's a really big problem. And I think what really needs to happen is it just needs to start going away. People need to address it as opposed to being kind of afraid to take things from their children. So the goal is 2 hours or less of recreational screen time every single day. Weekends, summer, it doesn't matter. 2 hours or less. So, people need to start having rules around it. Kids need to start getting physically involved instead, whether it's outside, whether it's doing things in your house. People need to do other things, playing games, using their brain. Screen time is so bad for us.
Yeah, and as we talk about it, one of the other things that has happened concurrently post-pandemic is a mental health crisis in our kids. We have seen here in Texas, we've seen suicides in middle school. Like, that never used to be a concern, and now we're seeing it more and more and more. Does screen time have an impact on this, or what are you seeing, and what could we as parents and grandparents, if you're like me, do to help encourage our children and notice what's going on so that we can help them better?
Sure. So screen time is definitely noted to have an increase, obviously, in obesity, anxiety, depression, sleep problems, and obesity can lead to depression and anxiety as well. I believe that 50% increase in mental health issues since the pandemic is what we're seeing right now. So it's, screen time itself, but then you add in social media and little developing brains, and it's just a really bad combination. You definitely have people who are obsessed with the likes and, on Facebook, or I don't know all the new ones, but I'm old. But, you have people that are obsessed with the likes. You have the rabbit holes that people go down, and then you have the poor teenagers who see the parties they're missing out on. It's just so different having all that social media. So obviously, the less ability to be around it, the better. Of course, the goal is limited screen time, not having a phone unless absolutely necessary. But people just have to start putting rules around the screen time because it's terrible.
And one of the things that I've heard, and actually I just did a talk for a very large group of entrepreneurial women, and one of the things that they came up to me and talked about after the presentation was, I don't know how to reduce the phone time on my children. It's his phone. So when you get those questions, how do you address that?
So unless he's paying for it, it's not his phone. It's the same conversation I have around wearing bike helmets, which is also important. If they don't want to wear the bike helmet, then they don't go on the bike. if they don't want to follow your rules, there are a lot of phone contracts that are out there that when you first purchase your child's phone, you can have them sign a contract. Easy peasy, you can do that now. You don't have to let them have it just because they always have, right? I used to have, when my older one was younger, I would have what's called Take Back the House Week. When I realized that he was in charge, he was about 2 at the time, and you know how they just tell you where to sit and what to do. That's when you know that you have to have Take Back the House Week. And so I think it's kind of like that. All of a sudden you just realize, hey, wait a minute, I'm in charge. I'm paying for the phone. I'm paying for the plan. This is my house, and it's important. So you have to start taking charge and saying, listen, these are the rules that now go along here, and if you want the phone, that's what you follow, and if you don't, you don't.
Yeah, I totally understand that, and it's hard. It's hard because we don't like our children to we want to be their. We've gotten to this era where we want to be their friend. I'm old school. I was not my child's friend. I am happy to admit that. It didn't win me brownie points, but what it did was it established some game rules. And my daughter's in her late 20s, and it's really interesting because at dinner she's like, put the phones away. There's no phones at dinner, because that was something that we instilled at a very early age. And so it's easy for us to take back the house by starting at the dinner table maybe and just saying there's a no phone rule, or just starting small. Like I'm a coach by trade, and so it's one small step at a time, and that way they get used to it, and then the next rule isn't quite as hard. As we implement some of these things. So I want to shift back to the mental health conversation, because I think it goes in with this too much screen time, not enough physical activity, not eating properly. So we have this blood sugar roller coaster and all the things. But how do we as parents and grandparents see warning signs that maybe mental health issues might be a challenge for our kids?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I think it's really important, because what I find is starting early with mental health is really important. You don't want to be an emergency. So if you're feeling anything in your gut, first of all, always trust your mom or grandma gut or dad, because you're usually right. So if your child is spending more time alone and not interested in doing activities that they normally are, there's a lot of little kids I find with anxiety now of parents leaving the house. It's really important to talk to your healthcare provider or your social worker at school. It's so important to get that mental health help as early as possible. It's not a weakness. It's really important. And it doesn't mean they're in it forever. Sometimes people have bad weeks, bad months, bad years, and then learning to cope with that is so important. The therapy piece is huge.
And so if we notice a change in behavior, or we notice an introverted or a drawing back, how do we present that to our provider? Because so many times it's something that we keep in. There's been such a stigma around it for so many years. And so how do we broach that topic with our healthcare professionals?
Yeah, I think it's really important for us to keep talking about it, because that will take away the stigma. I believe that it's going in the right direction. There's so much mental health work out there now. It shouldn't be a stigma. Your healthcare provider is there to help you. And mental health is a huge component, of physical health and well-being. It's so important that it's maybe the most important thing you bring up that day. And you just have to, because it's your child's life you're talking about.
And as we move forward, is this a visit to the doctor? Is this a telehealth visit? Is this a phone call? How do we initiate that?
I think whatever's easier for you. They may have you come in, it's an important subject, but at least try to, have a phone call, throw it out there, whatever makes you the most comfortable, so that you're not stressed about bringing it up. It's more important for us to hear it, and we want to hear it. That's what we're there for. We're there to help you.
Thank you so much. And so, Sarah, before we conclude, is there any last thing that you want to touch on before we break for commercial?
I think it's just really important to be honest with yourself and to go with your gut. Especially as a parent or grandparent, you're usually right, and to go ahead and start there is number one.
Thank you so much. And so for our viewers and our listeners who are listening to this, and they may want to reach out to you to get more information, or if they have a question, how can they reach out to you?
Sure. Well, currently the best website to reach out to me is www.brepicnetwork.org, and you can just go to the part where it says Contact Sarah, or you can find me on LinkedIn at any time, Sarah Breen.
And that's brepicnetwork.org. I just want to make sure anybody who's listening gets that. It's BREPIC, brepicnetwork.org. Sarah, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate everything and all the gems that you've dropped. We look forward to talking to you again in the future.
Thanks, Jen.
We'll be right back after these messages.
These are the top 3 questions I get from people about investing in real estate. How much money do I need to get to the next level? How do I find good properties to invest in? Can I even make money in this business when interest rates are so high? I answer these questions and many more in my online course, SFR University, where I show you the strategy that I used to build a multi-million-dollar real estate business in 4 years from scratch. Whether you're just starting out or someone who's looking to scale, this course will have something for you. Join us at sfruniversity.com. See you in the course.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
Call 855-993-2096 right now. That's 855-993-2096.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new CareWatch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The CareWatch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your CareWatch for free. The CareWatch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your CareWatch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your CareWatch right now. Operators are standing by.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
Welcome back to Vital Signs. We are going to shift gears now and talk about brain health. Why? Because I have our resident expert in longevity and peak human performance here in studio with us again today. Welcome back, Lisa.
Thanks, Jen. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, Lisa, brain health. Let's talk about it because let's be real. Most of us, and I'm not going to tell anybody how old I am, but I am a grandma. So, you can maybe do the math. But we don't think that we have to take care of our brain and consider our brain health until sometime later on down the road. Is that true?
No, we shouldn't wait until we forget where the car keys are and what my next appointment is for us to take care of our brain. Our brain is a muscle, and it needs to be used and wants to be used. So really, you should have brain health on your side well into your later years. There's no need for the cognitive decline.
So what I just heard is the time to think about our brain health is today. Okay, no matter what age we are.
That's right.
So talk to me a little bit about how has technology impacted our brain health? Because I remember when I was a kid, yes, we had those dial-up rotary phones. There was no such thing as cell phones when I was growing up. We had to memorize everyone's phone numbers. And now if you ask me what anyone's phone number is, I couldn't tell you because the device does that for me.
That's correct. And then same with Google Maps. You know, we don't even really remember how to get anywhere. We're just on autopilot now as they're saying turn left and turn right. And so just even the elimination of those types of skills is maybe making the brain, more adaptive. So we have technology on our side, which is great, but we need to keep our mind thinking. And so that's through puzzles, that's through studying, continuously evolving in personal and professional development. It's continuing to push our minds. And in order to do that, it keeps a healthy brain.
And so tell me some of the symptoms we might be experiencing if we weren't in optimal brain health.
So you could experience that brain fog, lack of clarity. Maybe you're just feeling like slow processing. Certainly maybe not even able to, your decision-making capabilities, that mood instability, that all comes really around brain health. You know, are you finding that you're struggling to get up in the morning, your brain is just not firing? Or are you finding that, your mood and such is really all over the place, can't remember something that happened yesterday? So brain health encompasses so much in just the energy of the brain processing, the memory, everything's encompassed in all things brain health, and there's no time better than now to start focusing on it.
And, I just want to kind of link this into everything else, right? So I'm an entrepreneur myself, and I spent a lot of time working with athletes in sports medicine before I moved into what I do now. And we have to fuel our output. People think it's about diet and nutrition to fuel your physical output, but there is a mental output as well, and our brain requires brain food. What does that look like?
Well, if you're an NFL player, an NHL player, or for myself that's had the good fortune to run on the national team, peak performance is not just the body going through the motion of the sport, it's also being engaged to have that competitive edge and to be able to sustain that competitive edge throughout the length of that sport. It's also seen in the sport of entrepreneurship and in life. So we very much need to have that on our side. And guess what foods it comes down to?
Don't tell me.
Yes, leafy greens. Okay, I'm all about what's the most bang for your buck, as I've told you several times before, and leafy greens really is the home run here. And so there's just packed with so many great nutrients, and eating those leafy greens, you're also getting the great fibers, and there's just so much that comes out of leafy greens. So the more leafy greens that you can pack into your sandwiches, salads, wraps is just really going to just help elevate a whole health approach, especially with brain.
And so talk to me a little bit about restoration as well, because you talked about mood, and sometimes mood instability is impacted by how we sleep. So how important is the restoration of sleep for our brain health?
Oh, absolutely. There's countless studies that are very much bringing that to light now. The importance of sleep, but not just how many hours you sleep, it's the quality of sleep. And so what's fantastic about our technology we have today is it's able to track it and give us feedback. So now we can be agents of our own health. We have that Oura Ring, maybe the Apple Watch, and it's telling us, were we in deep sleep, REM sleep, core sleep? And then we're able to learn, okay, when I did this before bed, I slept at this level. And so we have the technology that gives us that feedback so that we can personalize our sleep patterns to what works for us.
And so I'm detecting a pattern here. We've had you on before. We've talked about inner radiance. We've talked about fueling our body and nutrition and exercise and all the things. And today we're talking about brain health, mood, and energy. And it comes down to leafy greens, quality sleep, hydration, of course. How can we forget that? Where does movement play in brain health?
Oh my gosh, movement is king. You know what? There's no downside to movement. There's only upside. And I want to see people get moving, society get moving, our nations get moving. And you know what? Movement just brings so many positive benefits for ourselves, our bodies, our minds, and also that connecting with others and really bringing back a sense of community. So movement is so wonderful to see. You see kids out playing soccer, nobody's frowning at that, right? We want to see kids out moving, youth and adults. We need to role model the way forward. We can embed it into our daily life very easily.
And so everything that we're talking about, it sounds so simple, but it's not easy, because if it was easy, we would all be doing it. How do we, or the people who are listening, our viewers and our listeners at home, how can they start the process? Because we know the things to do, we just haven't taken any action yet to do them. Like, how do we get into motion? How do we overcome that inertia and start this process so that we can be peak human performers and really healthy?
Well, that's what we do at Health Code Medical. We very much set you up for success. And so how do we set you up for success? Well, we help to create a plan with you. But even before that, what is your North Star? What is your purpose? You want to lose the weight so that you can keep up with your grandkids. You want to lose that weight so that you can have the health, so that you can travel and not worry about having underlying issues. And so what is your purpose? If you want to live life on your terms, you need health on your side. As you know, you can have all the money in the world, but it's insignificant if you don't have your health. Our body is so interconnected, and there is no one-hit wonder drug. The drug is really movement and food and good quality sleep, and just a wholesome approach to how we take care of our health, and that's going to yield more return on investment than anything.
And so as we talk about this, and brain function and cognitive function and it's prevention, we have come full circle back to prevention. Brain health is about prevention. It's about our lifestyle habits. It's about the small things we do every day that cumulatively add up. And so when we think about whatever age we are today, whatever state we are today, we want to know what our baseline is. And so how do we figure that out?
Well, starting at a baseline is so important to really set you up for success. Because if you're just seeing on social media that somebody's eating avocado toast every day or doing this or doing that, it may not work for you. So we need to do a baseline so that we can set you up for success to hit the road running. Health Code Medical offers a completely personalized medical, which is so exciting because women, men, we're all at different stages of life. And so let's co-create a personalized medical for you so that you can understand where your health status is at. Maybe it's different than what you thought, but that's okay. And let's help you get to where you want to go and then keep you on that great path, build that momentum, and then just create this amazing experience that then you have health on your side. And it's a powerful thing. Life is limitless if you have health on your side.
You're absolutely right about that. And we can't do anything. We can't function well at all if we're not a peak performing human being. We're not the best mom. We're not the best entrepreneur. We're not the best employer or anything, any role we have in our life. And so for those who are watching or those who are at home, how can they reach out to you if they'd like to get that personalized plan so that they could really take control over their health and protect that best asset, the body that we have to live in?
Well, it would be a privilege. We would be simply delighted to take care and to be able to provide you with a personalized plan to have agency over your health. We can be found at www.healthcode.ca. So that's www.healthcode.ca. We're also on social media. We're on Instagram, Health Code Medical.
Okay, so I think that I just heard the action step is reach out to Lisa, figure out where you are in your health, and start that process today. Stop waiting. Don't just listen, because if we're just listening and learning, we're not taking action, nothing changes. We're going to be the exact same as we were yesterday. But when we take action and we maybe eat that leafy green or add those leafy greens like you suggested, it's going to improve our health, our brain health, and everything else moving along. So we do have to take a brief break, but thank you so much for being here with us today, Lisa.
Thanks, Jen.
And we'll be right back after these messages.
These are the top 3 questions I get from people about investing in real estate. How much money do I need to get to the next level? How do I find good properties to invest in? Can I even make money in this business when interest rates are so high? I answer these questions and many more in my online course, SFR University, where I show you the strategy that I used to build a multi-million-dollar real estate business in 4 years from scratch. Whether you're just starting out or someone who's looking to scale, this course will have something for you. Join us at sfruniversity.com. See you in the course.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
Call 855-993-2096 right now. That's 855-993-2096.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new CareWatch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The CareWatch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your CareWatch for free. The CareWatch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your CareWatch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your CareWatch right now. Operators are standing by.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
Welcome back to Vital Signs. We are here and going to shift gears to all things health and wellness with our longevity and peak human performance expert, Lisa Brooking. Welcome back to the studio, Lisa.
Thanks, Jen.
Okay, Lisa, we've talked about this a little bit before, but tell me, what is Rejuvenation Olympics?
Yes, the Rejuvenation Olympics. Well, we want to see if people are really turning back that clock. And so at Health Code Medical, we do a test that compares your chronological age with your biological age. And there's a leaderboard for people around the world that do this test, and whoever is making the most significant gains leads the leaderboard.
Meaning the most significant gains in decreasing their age.
That's correct. It's like golf. You want the lowest score.
Oh, okay. And so during the break, we were talking, and you were sharing with me that one of the people who works with you is actually the leader in this race against time.
Yes, we are so thrilled. So one of our clients, she is leading the leaderboard. So a female, a busy mom, and so we're just so thrilled that she's been able to turn back the clock, and hopefully is encouragement that we all can do it.
Yeah, I hear that, because who isn't busy when they're a mom? So this isn't somebody who's spending their entire life around health and wellness. This is somebody who's got a lot of things going on in life, and they still are managing to turn back the clock and on time and truly be vibrantly beautiful from within.
That's correct. And really, we believe it's because she's on a targeted plan. And so it's a truly personalized approach to her health and wellness journey. And she is a member of Health Code Medical, and that's exactly what we do, is we're providing that personalized plan. We're checking in to see if it's working, if we need to pivot, because as you know, as a busy mom, sometimes we have to pivot. Life goes in directions we don't expect. And so we keep her on course, and we're just so thrilled with her achievement.
And so to back this up a little bit, what goes into turning back the clock so that we can win this epigenetic battle?
Well, turning back the clock, really that looks like healing from within. So it's saying, how healthy are your cells? And so if you want healthy cells, you need to fuel your cells with great nutrients and nutrient-packed foods, and you need to have low stress, movement is medicine, and really ensure that you're getting enough sleep. And so she is very well dialed into a great process and a good plan, and she very much embodies that. And so because of that, her cells have rejuvenated, and that's what we all hope for. Not just a healthy skin on the outside, but we want to be healthy on the inside. And that's what this test shows, how healthy and youthful we are on the inside.
Hold on. I just want to turn this back just a little bit, because you said something that does not compute for me. You said this is a busy mom. So I immediately think about sleepless nights, about no boundaries, about high stress, worrying about the kids. Like, how is this possible in that lifestyle to be getting the sleep that you need, eating the foods that you need, getting your movement in, and lowering your stress? Like, what is the secret?
Come on, women, we know how to multitask, and we're all about packing as much in as possible. And so it's not necessarily the quantity of sleep, it's the quality of sleep. And so she has proper measures in place to ensure that those hours or few hours that she does sleep is good quality sleep. And she's embedding movement as medicine. She has food ready on the go so that she's grabbing those healthy snacks, so she's not grabbing calories, she's grabbing nutrients. And that's ultimately what's fueling her body, and we're just so proud of her, as well as we have many other clients on that top 10 leaderboard.
So let's shift and let's talk about the entrepreneur or the executive who's running a hugely successful company, and we're working 16-hour days. Sometimes, I mean, that's a reality. You're a CEO, you know. Sometimes there's 16 and 18-hour days that happen. Sometimes we're hopping on an airport, into an airport, in an airplane. There's a delay. We have to eat the airplane food. Oh my goodness. You know, I can't stand when I have to do that, because, you know, we talked about bloat and all the other things. When we eat poorly, that's exactly what happens to me if I have to eat on the run. But like, let's talk about that lifestyle. How do we, when we're traveling, maybe there's delays, maybe we don't get home in a time and we're off of our schedule because we're busy individuals, how do we dial in our selves so that we could theoretically get on that leaderboard?
Well, those that come to Health Code Medical are not just moms. They are very busy executives. They run extraordinary large companies, small companies, complex companies, and so they need their brain sharp, they need their body moving, and they need to make good decisions on the fly. And so in order to do that, they need to have health on their side. And so again, it all comes down to a targeted plan. What fuels them may be different than what fuels you. And so it's finding the foods that's going to give you the most bang for your buck, and it's going to be able to be mindful that if you were delayed for a flight, you had to eat airport food, that's a one-off. It's not a regular thing. And so we want to see broad strokes, like what is the trends? Most of the time you eat healthy, the odd time you don't. It's not a sacrifice of all good, yummy food.
So we can still have ice cream.
Yes, of course. Or that hamburger or that glass of wine. It's really just everything in moderation and just being mindful about that. And once you embrace that I want to live to, like you want health span and lifespan. So if you want to live to 100, you don't want your health dropping off at 50. You want your health and your lifespan to be at the same mark. And so in order for it to be at the same benchmark, you need to start embodying these daily principles, which are so simple. It's not a lot of work. It's a mindset. It's a choice. You'll be surprised how many people want to follow you.
And you know, something that you said, and I just want to highlight this because you said it takes having a strategic plan. Mm-hmm. In business, I need a strategic plan in order to manage my time. I need a strategic plan in order to manage my family life because I travel a lot, I do a lot of things. And so what it starts with is having the plan in place that works for you as an individual, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you're a busy executive, or anything in between, an elite athlete, any of those things. And so at Health Code Canada, you guys Health Code Medical, you guys help with that. What is like a sneak peek under the hood? What is something that we can expect to come out of our plan? What does that look like?
Mm-hmm. Well, we're certainly doing a deep dive. So in order for us to be able to hit the road running, to see the changes that you want to see right away, we need to have a really comprehensive medical, and we need to really deep dive into your health. So you come to see us, we do that deep dive, which is completely personalized into what's important to you. And so with that, we're able to do the deep dive, and then because we're using functional medicine that gets to the root cause, we do testing that gets to the cellular level, we're able to see your unique self. And with that, we can make good decisions. And just like you said, a strategic plan. And so what is your short, long-term goals? And let's see that you deliver them, and for it to be sustainable over time. That's what's so important, is we don't want to be a one-hit wonder. We're here for you across a lifespan. And we're here for you and your family across a lifespan. And our members have certainly seen value in that, and we appreciate that they come back year after year.
That's fantastic. And so for those who are viewing or those who are listening and they'd like to learn more about how they can win and turn back time on the inside as well as be radiantly glowing on the exterior, how can they get in touch with you?
Yes, on our website, healthcode.ca, or we're also on social media, Instagram, Health Code Medical.
And so, Lisa, if we are listening to this and we're like, okay, I'm hearing this, I know that I look older than I should, my body is older than it feels older than it should at this point in time, what is the one step I can take today towards making that healthy choice?
Well, I would say come as you are, come to Health Code Medical. We would be delighted to help uncover your unique self and then really help you with that path forward so that you can live life on your terms. That's what we're trying to do.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your expertise. I really appreciate everything that you have brought. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Jen.
And you, yes, you, unfortunately, all good things come to an end, including this show. But the good news is we'll be here same time, same station next week. But until then, take your action step. Live your healthy life. Take control over your health and make that one move. Call Lisa, make that one choice that's going to move you towards a healthier, more peak performing life. And we'll see you next time.
This has been a Now Media Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.
These are the top 3 questions I get from people about investing in real estate. How much money do I need to get to the next level? How do I find good properties to invest in? Can I even make money in this business when interest rates are so high? I answer these questions and many more in my online course, SFR University, where I show you the strategy that I used to build a multi-million-dollar real estate business in 4 years from scratch. Whether you're just starting out or someone who's looking to scale, this course will have something for you. Join us at sfruniversity.com. See you in the course.
Are you nearly maxed out on your credit cards? It doesn't matter if you're using your credit cards for fun or to survive. At the end of the month, your statements come in, and you can either pay them or you can't. If you can't, late fees and interest rates get tacked on. And now you're struggling just to make the minimum payment due. Do you feel trapped? Am I talking to you? Good, because I personally researched some companies that can help you. They may be able to reduce your credit card balances by 50% and stop the late fees. If you qualify, please call our special debt hotline number right now for a complimentary free 5-minute consultation. Deal with your credit card problem now before it gets much worse and put more money back in your pocket. Trust me, I've been there too. Call right now.
Call 855-993-2096 right now. That's 855-993-2096.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new CareWatch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The CareWatch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your CareWatch for free. The CareWatch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your CareWatch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your CareWatch right now. Operators are standing by.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
Have you ever had to hire multiple contractors? It is a daunting task that takes a lot of management time and impacts the core business or the company that time you spend with your loved ones. At Texas Home Property Solutions, you can count on a responsible company that can tackle all your general contractor needs. Electricity, painting, remodeling, plumbing, air conditioning, and roofing. Hire us and forget it. With over 20 years of experience, Texas Home Property Solution will deliver your project on time and within budget, with the high level of quality and integrity, no matter the size or complexity. If you are a company, a government institution, or an individual who needs a general contractor, you need Texas Home Property Solution. Take a decisive step and call us today for a free consultation.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today.